This is the Maple Mountain Elleves Senior Showcase, and today we're honoring Sammie Ortiz. Sammie Ortiz, daughter of Ryan and Amy Ortiz, is a senior and 3-year member of the drill team. Sammie enjoys hanging out with her best friends, photography, baking, boating. She loves Disney and, of course, dancing. Sammie was a finalist in the top core competition at Epic Drill Camp, and she was chosen to compete at the All State Drill Team auditions. She was also a drill down finalist at camp. Sammie was a costume chair for the team her junior year and is the drill mistress, vice president of the team this year. Sammie had such an amazing opportunities on drill, she wouldn't change any of them for the world. One of her favorite drill memories is performing at football games. It's just the best having the football lights on the team when they are performing and having the students section scream for the team. It was always such a good feeling. Sammie would like to thank her coaches she has had over the last 3 years for all the time and effort they put into the team and the love they have for them. She would like to thank her family, especially her parents, for being her biggest supporters through this journey of life, and also for waking her up every morning for 3 years of her life for early morning practices. Also, she would like to thank all of the girls on her team who are now all of her best friends, and for all of the memories they have had, especially her seniors who have been there with her for all 3 years. Lastly, she would like to thank her best friend, Bailey Height, who was also a girl on the team for 2 years, who instantly became her best friend and helped her get through the drill life, through the good times and the bad times. Sammie Ortiz. Hi, welcome to the Maple Mountain Elleves Senior Showcase. I'm here today with Sammie Ortiz, and we're going to talk to her. And Sammie, what have you been doing during this time off?
Well, since we still have school, I've been working on school and homework, and I've also been working. And besides that, I've been trying to keep working out and staying fit so I can, yeah, it gives me something to do besides school.
That's cool. So, you guys probably have one of the hardest practice schedules of any of the sports that I cover. It goes for a long time. You actually start right after, you've made the team, and you go through the summer and have all kinds of activities and camps and things. And with all of those practices and stuff, what do you and your teammates do to kind of keep practices fun?
Well, something that this actually happened my sophomore year. There was this girl on my team named Casey Melton, and when every time we would perform a dance, we would always have a competition to see who could do like the best facials because that is something that's a part of drill that's like really big. And so we would just have fun and try and like compete with each other and do little things like that, or just like joke around with each other in practice, but also still um, work hard when we needed to.
That's great. And you're right. The facials are a big part of the drill, and one of the things that actually keeps it very interesting for those watching. Um, what what is the favorite dance that you've done over the years that you would call your favorite?
Out of all three of my drill years, I would probably have to say my junior year kick routine was my favorite. Um, I don't know if it's just because I have really flexible legs, but that kick routine was just super fun to perform, and we would win a lot with that dance, and so it was just like a really good routine overall, and it was just fun to do.
Okay. And along those same lines, what was your favorite costume that you had?
My favorite drill costume was probably this year's dance routines costume. I just looked really good out on the floor when we would dance, and it was super pretty.
Okay. And in all of the different times that you've done performances, and camps and other things. You've had an opportunity to perform in a lot of different places. Where would you say is your favorite venue or location that you performed?
I would probably have to say UVU. I don't know if it's just because that's where state is, but like, there's just a certain vibe that you get at UVU where it was just like it was just like exciting and you had so much adrenaline and it was just so much fun to perform on.
That is a good venue, and it's, there's usually a pretty big crowd there, and it's well lit, and cool looking floor and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely see how you would like to perform there. One of the other questions I have is, so you've been dancing for a long time. At some point, you decided, hey, I'm gonna, try out for the drill team and all of that. When did you start dancing?
I actually started dancing when I was 3 years old, so I've been dancing most of my life.
Wow, that's a long time. That's definitely longer than most that I've talked to so far. So that's great. And throughout all those years, you've had an opportunity to work with a lot of different people and kind of watch other people perform and kind of go on. And who would you say is somebody who's inspired you in your dance and in drill?
Well, someone on my team that always if I can speak, inspired me was probably Ella Connors. She was a girl on my team. She's a year younger than me, and she would always just work super hard to improve and just be a better dancer. And I looked up to that a lot, and it made me work harder at my dancing skills.
That's great, and that's a good recognition as well. And with that, you guys have done a lot of different practices, and a lot of different competitions. And when you're out like on the football field, you're working on a routine, or whether it's in a competition. What do you do to kind of get into the zone and be ready to dance and get rid of all the butterflies?
Well, when we would go to competitions, well, we actually turn in our phones at the competitions, but like on the way up to the competition, we can have our phones. And so I had a set competition playlist that I would listen to that had songs that were like motivating and like helped kind of keep my nerves down and like be like, hey, like I can do this, and just to go out and do my best. And the songs really helped me. And so yeah, I would just listen to those songs and get in the zone every competition, and they were the same songs. So now I'm kind of sick of them, but they helped me at the time.
That's funny. Yeah, you get into that routine and do the same things over and over again. It kind of gives you that ability to just go out and not really think because you've got a pattern that you're following. So,
hmm
yeah, that's great. So, what are your plans after you get out of high school?
I'm going to be starting college in the fall at UVU. So I'll just be going to school there, and I'm going to be just working on my generals this first year because I don't know what I'm majoring in yet. So I'm just going to go and work on my generals.
Okay, good. And so throughout this year and even the last few months, you've probably had a little bit of time to think as you look back on your career as a Maple Mountain Eleve. And what advice or words of wisdom would you give to the other girls who are following up behind you?
I would just say to tell them to like live up high school, live up drill and everything because it goes by so fast. Like everyone always says, like it goes by fast, and you don't really think about it until it hits you and you're graduating, and then it's like, whoa, like where did time go? And so I would just say like to live to the fullest and always stay positive and do your best in everything you do because then you'll end up missing it when time goes on.
That's great advice, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. So, we want to just thank you for joining us today and being able to share some of your experiences with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us in celebration of these great Maple Mountain Eleve seniors. This has been a presentation of Maple Mountain Sports.